Hey there, welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. Starting a new, not really a new series, but just doing a different type of video today. A lot of people keep asking to show off collections that I have, so for a particular band and all the albums that I own and all the formats and whatever else. And I figured, alright, I've got a few bands where I can do that. My favorite bands, I tend to collect multiple formats and then try to get every single album that they release. So I'll start doing that couple times a week. So I'll start off with a really easy one today, and I'm gonna do cattle decapitations. This is my cattle decapitation collection. Just to call out one thing, I am by no means like this super mega fan where I'm just like die hard obsessed and I get everything possible that's released. But they are one of my favorite bands, and I do absolutely love everything that they've released. And I'm so happy that they repressed a bunch of these albums this year because I'd never owned them on vinyl until now. So you're going to see a lot of new stuff that was just released within the last couple of months and like within the last year or two. But I do have some stuff I've had for a while. So I'll show you my CDs and I'll show you my vinyl. There are a few things that I'm missing. I'm sure you're going to call it out in the comments that I'm missing. I know that for a fact I'm missing one, a box set, two, there's a couple of, I think there's might be 2 or 3 7 inches I'm missing, and I'm pretty sure there's the demo, although the demo is on an album that I have, I believe. Did they add it onto this? I don't remember. So I know I'm missing a couple of things. Eventually I'll get to them. I'm not really a big 7-inch collector, but I recently started buying them again because there's a couple 7 inches out there that have music that I do not have any of their formats, so I'm getting those. So, alright, let's go ahead and get started. If you're not familiar, Decapitation is a death grind band. They are currently on Metal Blade Records. I think for the most part, most of their discography is on Metal Blade, and there's a couple that aren't. Out of California, Travis Ryan is one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite backing frontman, or I should say frontman, not backing, frontman in a band. Just absolute top tier stuff for me. And I'll also mention what my favorite album is on here. I was going to do a discography ranking, but I was like, that's too hard because it's so, like, someday I'll say this and other days I'll say this. Like, it's just not a solid ranking system in my eyes because, someday I'll say To Serve Man is one of my favorite albums and that'll be like number 1 or 2. And other days I'll say Humanure is my favorite album. So I just don't. I don't want to go there. I don't want to try and rank the discography. So I will start with the CDs. The first one that I have on CD is Human Jerky. I don't know if this is considered a full length or an EP. You guys tell me. This just came out on 31G a year or two ago. But the cool thing about my copy is that it's signed by Travis Ryan. He has a Depop store. Where he sells, his stuff from personal collections, some overstock stuff, and I hit him up on there, and I don't ever shop on there, but I messaged him and was like, hey Travis, I'm a huge fan, and I really want to have this CD, just wanted to let you know, like, love your work, blah, 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 I'm sending you some extra money too, like, kind of like a donation as well, and he signed it for me, so I thought that was pretty cool. I would like to have met him in person to have him sign it, so maybe someday if they ever come back to my area of Florida and I'm able to do that, I would love to. But ever since then he's such a cool guy, like he's so down to earth, and they like my stuff on Instagram and stuff like that, so hopefully someday. So yeah, I love this. I was happy with they repressed this because this was hard to find for a very long time and I did not want to pay astronomical prices for it. So the next CD I have is another one that I've had for a while, but didn't have it on vinyl until this year. To Serve Man. This is considered their, I think their third. I don't know. Like, do you think Homivore and Human Jerky are EPs or full lengths? It says they're full lengths on Metal Archives. It says they're EPs on Wikipedia. I always thought they were full lengths. Whatever. If you want to get into the nitty gritty details of it, whatever. So anyway, To Serve Man. I don't remember what copy this is or what pressing is. It actually could be a first press. Metal Blade Records came out in 2002. One of the few CDs that I held on to. I didn't sell all of them back in the day when I was not buying CDs anymore. So still gonna hold on to this even though I own it on vinyl. One of those, nostalgic things. So there's the pictures. Again, if you ask me on a specific day how I'm feeling, I could say this is my number 2 favorite album. I have a number 1 Decapitation album. We'll get to that. But 2, 3, 4, all, in a row, those bounce out. But I've had number 1. It's always been my favorite, and I always say it's my favorite, and that hasn't changed at all. So, and then nice little pictures right there. So the one thing about Decapitation that I've always really loved is their stance on things and social justice and stuff like that. It's one of the politics that I really enjoy, but I won't get into that. But it is one of the reasons why I started to really love this band for the stuff that they speak up for. Also, I have been a vegetarian for a very long time. So on and off, pretty much my whole life, I've gone in waves of not eating meat and eating meat, and just, really struggling with the morality around that. And currently I'm all plant-based again. So one of the things that I have grasped onto for this band. So the next one is Humanure, which is funny because if anybody sees these album titles and these album covers, they assume that this is like just a savage band. They're like, what the hell? But if you know a lot of their lyrical content, you understand, what these mean. So this is one that my good friend Chris, that I met on Instagram a couple years ago. We talk pretty much every single day now. He's honestly one of my best friends. He found this in a record store out by him in Philadelphia, or it might have been in New Jersey, out in that way. And he knew that this was one that I was missing in terms of my CDs, that I didn't have in my collection at all. And I don't know if I accidentally sold this when I wasn't supposed to or what, or if I just lost it. But he sent this to me. He got it and he sent it to me. He said, here you go. It's in like perfect condition. And it is. It's like in perfect condition. I don't know what pressing this is. It's probably a repress just because of the fantastic condition that it's in. But I think he got it for like $10. It was a really, really good deal. So he sent it to me. So that made me really happy. Lyrics on this side. So Humanure is another one that I could probably say is one of my favorites. I go back and forth between this and To Serve Man. Next is Karma, Bloody Karma. Again, this one is probably the one that I listen to the least, whatever, however you say that. But I still do pull it off the shelf and put it on from time to time. There's that back. I've considered getting this tattooed on me too. I know a lot of Decapitation fans get that tattooed on them. I just, I really love that artwork. So it's the CD, and then this has a security sticker on it. So I don't know what pressing. I know this is probably a first press. I'm assuming it is because I used to buy these as soon as they were released. I remember there's a couple of these releases where I stayed up, and I remember waiting in line at the store to get them at the mall. The mall. Well, I think it was Sam Goody. Was that the store? I don't remember, but I remember that I had the money and I was able to go and do it back in this time. This came out when I was in junior high. What was it, 2006? Yeah, so I probably rode my bike or something, or had somebody take me. My parents definitely probably didn't want to buy this for me, so I probably had my cousin or something like that. So yeah. Also, it is summer break, so my children are home from school, so you're going to hear them in the background. If I waited for them to not be home, I would probably never upload any videos because they're just home all the time now. The next one is The Harvest Floor. This is another one that I am really happy they repressed because it was hard to find. And Nessie also did a pressing of that. I did own that, and then I ended up selling it because I just wasn't a big fan. Well, first of all, my Nessie pressing had some defects in it, which I was pretty pissed off about it. It had a locked groove, and I cleaned it and did all that stuff, and it still had the locked groove, and just, I was mad. So I sold to somebody who wanted it in the collection. They didn't care about those things. That's some awesome pictures. So, but I did get the repress that just came out on vinyl that Metal Blade just put out. So trying to see if there's any cool pictures in here. This is just lyrics. It's got the Bloody-O pictures there. Another amazing album, one that I love. and I go back and forth between this To Serve Man and Humanure as being my second, third favorites. And then this is, I only own this on CD, but I am going to get the vinyl. I've seen it available. This is, what is this called again? Medium Rarities. It's a comp. It has a bunch of shit on here. Probably that, you know, comes up for the things that I don't own on 7 inches and stuff like that. But they do have a vinyl version of this that I'm going to get. I've actually seen it available in several places, and I just keep forgetting to get it. So I'll probably do that. And it's just lyrics on the inside. So the lettering is so tiny on the back, and it's also incredibly hard to read. So whoever did this layout was awful because they put like red lettering. There's carcass cover on here, a couple of other unreleased things. Yeah, it's hard to read with everything on here, but it's a compilation. This is easy to find. You can find this everywhere. CD, everything. Like they did a good job of mass producing this one. So, alright, those are the CDs. Let's get to the vinyl. Let's move this up so I don't bump it around. Okay, so my first vinyl is Human Jerky. This was just repressed by 31G like 2 years ago. There you go. My favorite is the back. I love the way that looks. And the colored copy that I got has a specific name to it. I don't remember what the exact name was, but it's got a printed inner sheet of lyrics and pictures and the goriness. And I got the red splatter version. There was a yellow one. I think there's probably been several repressings since of other colors, but I grabbed this one. I like this one the best. I thought it looked the best with the cover. And I listen to this all the time. I actually just popped this on yesterday when somebody said show off your cattle decapitation collection on comments from a video from a long time ago, so somebody's binging my old videos. So I figured, sure, I'll show my cattle decapitation collection. It's not that fantastic, but I'll still talk about it. I'll still show it off because it's one of my favorite bands. So there it's Human Jerky. My children are in the background. I think they're probably playing Spider-Man or something. They're just loud and yelling. Alright, so next is Homivore, however you want to say it. This was just repressed, was it this year or last year? I think it was repressed last year, but they finally released, yeah, it says 2021 reissue. But they finally shipped because there was a vinyl delay. Another one that 31G put out. It is a very nice gatefold. Very nice pressing, by the way. And they did come out with several copies of this. I bought this directly from 31G, but I think there were some other special variants and stuff like that on other places, but I got the yellow and black splatter. I thought it was cool. Looked the best in terms of the album cover. I think there might have been a red one and stuff too, but I don't remember. I don't remember which one this was or what it was limited to, but there you go. So this was the one that they recently just repressed that I was happy about because it was incredibly hard to find. It had been out of print for a very long time and was expensive, and I just couldn't bite the bullet to get it, so that made me happy. Alright, so next up is To Serve Man. This is the latest repress that Metal Blade just put out. These are available everywhere. If you're looking for this, you can definitely find it on Amazon and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure Metal Blade still has the stuff up on their website, so it comes with a bunch of extra goodies. So it's a really nice gatefold. There you go. Come on, camera, focus. Of some nice bloody guts. It also comes with a massive poster of just the album cover, which I'm not going to unfold because you literally just saw it on the album cover. And then the version that I got, which I think there might have been 2 or 3 versions of this, I got this like purple splatter marble edition. It's probably hard to see in the camera, but it is purple. I think there was a clear version, and there's probably a couple of other versions that came out. I think like Euro and then US. So there is a guy that I follow on Instagram that buys every single color variant. He's a massive mega cattle decapitation fan. He buys every single one of their pressings and all that stuff. So he bought every single color of this. Thought that was impressive. Maybe someday, if I ever have the money to do something like that, I will. But I don't find it to be necessary, but I thought it was pretty cool. So the next up is another one that was just repressed this year, which I was happy about. Humanure. As you can see, you've got the Black Smoke edition. I was not able to save the hype sticker for this one. I remember trying to take it off and it ended up ripping, and just I was pissed off. So I try to save hype stickers as much as possible, and if I can't, then I just whatever. If I don't plan on selling them, I don't get too upset. So I love this one. I'm so happy I have this on vinyl. So happy. So really, really cool gatefold right there. And then I think this also came with the poster. It did, of the album cover, which I'm not going to pull out because it's a massive poster. But good to know that these are posters, because I might actually hang some of them. And then this is just the Black Smoke, like it said on the hype sticker. So, again, these can be found. I literally just got these like suggested to me on Amazon to buy. So if you're looking for them and you can't find them anywhere else for whatever reason, they definitely have them on Amazon, I know that. So if you're not against buying off Amazon, go for it. I think, did I get this one off Amazon? No, I got all mine through Indie Merch. I bought all mine through Indie Merch. Originally I pre-ordered them on Amazon because they showed up there first, before they were even officially announced by Metal Blade or the band or anybody. They were just there. And I'm like, well, Amazon, did you just mess up something that you shouldn't have announced? So I pre-ordered them, but then I canceled them when I saw that they went up on Indie Merch and stuff like that, because I don't like the way Amazon ships vinyls. It's so hit or miss. Like, either it comes in perfect condition or it comes in like just a bag and they're bent to shit. It's just so annoying. Also, Amazon, it's not a small local shop. Fuck that. So anyway, but I still do buy stuff from Amazon. I can't deny it. So next up is Karma Bloody Karma, another one that they repressed this year. Wasn't able to save the hype sticker on this one. Really nice gatefold. These gatefolds are really nice, but the vinyl don't actually fit in the sleeve. But I don't usually store the vinyl in the sleeve anyway. I usually put them in between or in the back. So there you go. And I will say shouts to Indie Merch, because they sent this perfect. Every single vinyl came perfect. And then another poster of the album cover. And this one was actually my favorite of the repressing, because it's like an orange with some marbling, some haziness in there. I thought it matched the album cover perfectly. So I liked this one. This one was actually my favorite one of the repressings that they did in terms of the color vinyl. Did they press them on just plain black vinyl? I have no idea. There are a lot of people on here that really don't like that I collect color vinyl, and they've made it very apparent that I should just only listen to black, and I've ignored those comments. But for the people that still watch my videos after making those comments, I have no idea if they press these on black. No idea. Didn't even look. I just click add to cart and buy. If something is only available in black, I will buy it. I don't care. I just want it on vinyl. I just want the media. So whatever. But alright, so the next one is Harvest Floor, and yes, like I said, Nessie did repress these, and I did buy but mine had a lot of annoying defects, and that's the first time that's ever happened to me with Nessie, and I thought about maybe messaging them and trying to maybe get another copy or something, but I was like, you know what, I'll just sell it, and I knew that they were going to be repressing these, and I knew that this was coming, so I just bit the bullet. So I'll show you the vinyl first. This is just a black, or a gray one. Actually, it's kind of got like a bit of a purple color to it too. This is also a gatefold. This is a really nice, these are all really, really nice pressings. They did a really good job. They didn't skimp out on the repressings. They knew the fans had been wanting these for years. So that side, and then this also comes with the poster. That's massive, so I'm not going to bother taking it out because you already know what the album cover looks like. But I do like when they do the posters that are, and they're the album covers. I always think that that's a nice touch, unless the album cover sucks. Then who wants a poster of that? Just put a cool picture of the band or something. But for the most part, I generally like when the poster is of just the album cover. If they add some other stupid poster that makes absolutely no sense, then I'm kind of like, that was a waste of paper. Okay, so now we're getting into two of my just all-time favorite vinyls in my collection. I will never sell them. I will always have them. So Monolith of Inhumanity is my favorite Decapitation album. It's one of my all-time favorite albums in general as a whole. Always has been. That has not changed. I've talked about that several times on here. I think this is a second pressing, so when the first press came out, I wasn't actually fully collecting vinyl at the time. But I think this is a second press, and it is one of my favorite vinyls. I absolutely love this vinyl. Like, it's my baby. I'm never getting rid of it, unless for some reason I absolutely have to, for some reason. But it is this, like, beer colored splatter edition, and they did recently just repress these back in 2020. There's several other repressings that they did, and I thought about snagging a couple of them just to have an extra copy, and I did have an extra copy of this, but I ended up selling it to a friend who really wanted this color variant. The color variant that I got, it was like a red and white, like a bone color red. I don't know, it didn't really match the album at all. So yeah, this is my all-time favorite Decapitation album, just one of my all-time favorite death metal albums as a whole. And I still listen to this all the time. I remember the first time I ever heard it, it blew me away. It was really the first time I ever heard Decapitation, and just Travis Ryan's vocals were just like, holy shit. One of the first times I heard them, like, in terms of like really, really enjoying them. So I had bought a lot of their CDs previously, but it was one of those things where back in the day I bought the CDs, I liked a couple songs, I put it on the shelf. But this album was really the first one that made me really, like, fall in love with the band. But I think I had gotten, which one did I get? Before that, Karma Bloody Karma, I remember going to the store and getting, and then The Harvest Floor. Those were the two CDs that I remember being able to get. And then I think Humanure was the one that I did buy, but then I lost it in To Serve Man. So those albums I got when I was in high school, junior high. I think To Serve Man I got, that might be a second pressing. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm going off. Anyway, this album was what really made me fall in love with them. I had owned several of their other albums, and it was, again, one of those things back in the day where I bought CDs for certain songs and I didn't actually listen to full albums. You all have done that. I know you have. That is a thing that was very common back in the day. And I would just put them on the shelf, and I wouldn't listen to them full. Like, I was very much into, like, this is just my favorite song. This is the only song I'm listening to. I'm going to make mixed CDs and tapes of just those songs. This album was what I really started to divulge in full albums and listening to them front to end. And this was the first one that really did that to me in terms of Decapitation. So, yeah. Anyway, I just went off on a tangent. Next up, the album that I can never pronounce. This, I think, is a first press, I think. The Extinction. I can never pronounce this goddamn album name. This is probably my second favorite in terms of how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes Humanure goes here, sometimes To Serve Man goes here, but for the most part, this is one that I listen to quite a bit still. Really nice gatefold, and I'm pretty sure that I got this as a first press. I remember pre-ordering it. I don't know. It's not a big deal. It's a double LP. It's got the etching on one side. There you go. And it's that blue and gold merge. So I feel like this might be a first press. I can't remember right now. Did this also come? This also may have came. Did this also come with the poster? No, it didn't. Damn, I thought it did. I'll show you the other one because the coloring is a little bit slightly different. So this one has been spun a lot. So has Monolith of Inhumanity. These two Decapitations have been spun a lot. So this is another album in my collection that I absolutely love, will never sell, will never get rid of. People have actually offered me money for these last two, these color variants, because they've always wanted them. There is a repressing of this particular album that they did 2 years ago called trash explosion, and it's this amazing splatter. Holy shit, it's the coolest splatter I've ever seen, where it's like every single color you could ever imagine. It's just incredible. I missed it. It sold out in like 2 minutes, and I missed it, and now it resells for like 100-200 bucks on Discogs. That is one that I don't know, just was in love with. I really want it. So if anybody has it, you want to sell it to me, I won't buy it for $100, but maybe I'll buy it for 80. We'll see. But yeah, it's selling for insane prices. And then finally, the last vinyl is their newest or their latest full-length Death Atlas. I know that they're recording a new album right now, or they're coming close to finishing it or something like that. This is also a double LP gatefold, and I really like this album. It was one of my favorite albums when it came out that year, which was like, what, 2 or 3 years ago now? 3 years ago? This is one of my favorite albums to come out that year. I still listen to this all the time. I think in terms of lyrical content, it's pretty on par for how our world is right now. And I got the orange, I think this was like Inferno or something like that. I think there was a yellow variant of this too, which I really liked, but I picked up this one. I'm trying to remember, did I buy this? I don't know if I got this through Metal Blade, now that I think about it. I think I actually had to buy... Did I get this through Night Shift? Was this one of the first pre-orders I ever did with Night Shift? I can't remember. Printed inner sheet of some lyrics. And then this one has a little bit of different coloring. So again, I really like this album. I still listen to it quite a bit. It was my favorite album when it came out back in 2019, which is funny to think, because that was when the old school death metal, like new wave of old school death metal revival started to happen, of like Witch Vomit and Tomb Mold and Mortiferum released their album, and like I was so just into all of that. But this came out and I was like, well, Decapitation is still one of my all-time favorite bands. This album was phenomenal, and it was my favorite album, even though there was so much other stuff coming out that year. I absolutely love this album. They are, I think, like I just said, I think that they're either done or they're still recording a new album is coming. I'm so pumped. So I'm hoping they have it announced by the end of this year to be released next year. So pumped. But that's my collection. What other collection do you want to see? I'm definitely going to be doing Bathory, because I do have every single Bathory album. I'm definitely going to be doing Suffocation. That one's not as cool because I don't have cool stuff to show, but I'll still do it anyway. Autopsy, I'm definitely going to do. Carcass, definitely going to do. And a couple of other here and there. So, what other collections do you want to see? Let me know in the comments below. Archgoat is another one I'll probably do. So, I'll be doing these periodically. God, fuck. Talking is hard sometimes. So yeah, let me know. Thanks for all the support, especially lately. I got like a boom in subscribers all of a sudden. So I don't know if I'm like on the front page of YouTube or something lately, but thank you for the new subscribers. If you like what you see, subscribe. My next giveaway will be at 2,500 subscribers, and we're cruising. We're cruising along. So thank you guys. See you in the next one.